What's up, everybody? Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 11 of And the Oscar Goes To, my daily series of short videos on who I believe will win, and in some cases, who I think should win the big prize come Oscar night, March 2nd. So, if this is your first time joining us, the order that we're doing these is the order in which a film is created, right? So we've already covered the scripts, the director, the designers, the cast, so now we have to get this thing made, right? So, next up today, we have Best Cinematography. And the nominees are Crowley for The Brutalist, Fraser for Dune Part 2, Guilhaume for Emilia Perez, Lachman for Maria, and Jarin Blaschke for Nosferatu. Let's take a closer look at these one at a time. Starting with Crowley, who captures the American dream by honing in on the different quality of lives we get in this film. When we are in, smaller city apartments, we feel that claustrophobia, and as we get to slightly more expansive homes, the shots get wider, and eventually building towards the grandiosity of the landscape as we see Laszlo Toth's architecture begin to be built. Next up, Fraser sweeps with wide shots again, as we are in the fantastical settings of Arrakis and Kaitain. The elaborate production design is brilliantly lit when we're in the deserts, and brighter spots, and more subdued, and even black and white and darker tones when we are amidst the darker denizens of this world. Additionally, during the emotional moments, we get some really fascinating close-ups of the characters we are with. Guilhaume plays with varied camera angles as we transition between the realistic situations that we are in, and then get swept up in some larger-than-life musical numbers that fill the screen as we follow this very colorful cast of characters. Certain moments play more interestingly than others, and I must say the last sequence is shot with the ferocity of a Fast and the Furious movie, or at least a best attempt to be like it. Then we have Lachman, nominated again this year for demonstrating the same skill of capturing the gloriousness of the cities with which we are in. This year we are in Italy. He captures those wide theatrical shots of theaters and performance spaces, and even the lush home and production designs and everything else that screams La Calles. Everything is captured spectacularly with Lachman's eye for detail. And finally, we have Jarin Blaschke, who works in both muted color and stunning black and whites as he tells this gothic story. The shot that you may remember from the trailer alone of Orlok's hand flying over the German landscape, for me would be enough to lock a win despite some other stellar work as he plays on shots to really capture the viciousness of the action with which we are witness to. So, there's some really solid work this year, and this year mixes first-time nominees and repeat nominees. In my personal opinion, the real fight should be between Fraser, who won in this category for Dune Part 1, and for Blaschke, who is also a previous nominee in this character. They should be duking this out, and slightly given that Fraser won this for Dune Part 1, I would say go for Blaschke, give him his due. However, for the look of the world and the fact that it is a sweeping, 3-hour plus story, and how things are shaping up if you look at some of the other frontrunners and contenders in this category, like I said, when that envelope is open, the name I think we should hear is Blaschke for Nosferatu. It's so gorgeous. But following trends, when that envelope is open, I think we are going to see a first-time victory for Crowley. Look, we need to recognize the vastness of this 3-hour film, and usually with cinematography, it sometimes more often than not goes to those longer epic films. So, there you have it. Now that the film is shot, we are going to start moving into some post-production categories, and we will be moving into those starting tomorrow. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.